G'day, I'm Ash, and welcome back to War Thunder. More importantly, welcome back to Update Alpha Shite. Because Alpha Strike wasn't a good enough nickname, so I've gone ahead and given it one. This is the BF-109 C-1, one of the only World War II aircraft, unless you're counting the Hungarian-Soviet aviation tree, which isn't exactly the most exciting. And don't forget to not only subscribe, but check out my decal for 3% off anything in War Thunder. Again, not the most lackluster patch. We'll talk about the patch's implications in another video, but suffice to say, this is the only bit of content that I really quite enjoyed looking at, because 109s are infamous for being really cool, and this is being a Spanish Civil War variant. It really is just an upgrade from the 109E1 and gone to a C1, which basically has this massive gap in the tech tree here. But we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Essentially, it is a very cool looking aircraft. Here is the original skin, the one that I showed you before. Is got a shark mouth, which I think is ultimately cooler. But again, the aircraft introduced in Update Alpha Shite. At 1.7 battle rating, it's got a top speed of about 484 kilometers an hour, and its climbing is not that good. P-36s can outclimb you, and you will find that there are certain types of other aircraft also, outclimbing you. But first and foremost, you just try and get into a 10 or 15 degree climb, as everything goes. It wouldn't be a War Thunder match without actually having some form of team killing going on. So I'm just sitting here watching the circus. Doesn't necessarily matter, but just climb, because max altitude is about 9,500 meters. You never get there in time. And because it's an inline water-cooled engine, you don't really have to worry about overheating the engine too much. As of now, we do have 110% full-time emergency power. And, well, not much else to say. Got combat flaps. It does have takeoff flaps. It does have landing flaps as well, so those are fantastic. The gear rips at 280 kilometers an hour. And, yeah, there's not much else to say here. You do have two 7.92mm machine guns that are nose-mounted, 500 rounds a gun for 1,000 total. And then you also have wing machine guns, which are wing-mounted, 420 rounds per gun to equal 840 total. But yeah, climbing is your friend, and if you can sort of get it where your friendlies are engaging some of the other fighters, this is probably your best opportunity to go in and secure kills. This thing's fairly mobile, but the engine's lack of horsepower is really apparent, comparatively to the later variants like the E3. Essentially, because I haven't played War Thunder in a couple of weeks, it's spray and pray until you get a severe damage and then finally aircraft destroyed. And I'm going to pull away basically straight away because you boom and zoom. Just avoid the I-16 a little bit as he tries and gets a little bit of a tickling shot on. The XF5F is looking juicy down there, but so is everything else. So we'll try and save our friendly, who is down there at the moment. Just pull over and hopefully we'll get a nice juicy kill. It's low tier, and low tier 16 versus 16 is not particularly entertaining. I don't enjoy 16 versus 16 at any tier, let alone low tier, because you never know when something's going to hit you. Again, I'm just trying to find where to aim. It's been a long while since I've actually played. Too much Helldivers, am I right, boys? Let me know in the comments down below if you've been playing a bit of Helldivers. Anyway, XF5F is trying to run, the F3F is also going back that direction. There is a group of enemies basically all the way back there, about 8k's out, so I do have an opportunity to get this, a couple of kills down here. Condor up above me is my random squad mate, and there isn't really a great deal of other people aside from that one fighter that I did manage to see. So other than that, this is pretty heavily dominated by enemy aircraft. Now, it should be noted, this thing actually has twice the ammunition of the B1, which predecesses this particular aircraft. So that's a useful thing, but if you're coming back from playing, a lot of other games for a little bit and coming back to play War Thunder, then yeah, your spray and pray is your only option. You can do that quite comfortably. 1800 rounds is quite enough. You've got 4 machine guns. You're not necessarily going to run out of ammunition, although you might if you're just a bit shit, like I am. So we do a first pass on the XF5F. That thing should have climbed, and he's in a prime opportunity to actually do something. I have no idea what he's trying to do. Is he trying to pull up? Trying to use his energy? Not entirely sure if he knows how to fly the machine properly, because I get a critical damage on him and then his aircraft goes into the drink. Now there's an A5M4 and a few others just over that direction. So I'm going to stand, then I'm going to turn back around. I'm just going to maintain our altitude and try and get as much speed as possible. Again, 16 versus 16 is absolutely horrible for props. I don't know why they even have it for jets, let alone low tiers. I really wish that they'd go back to a more ahistorical matchmaker where you could have, you know, your main allies versus Axis, or your NATO versus your, you know, whatever, but I guess it'd be too much of a strain on matchmaker. In other words, they're too lazy to actually implement something that would be meaningful towards gameplay and allow people to have varied play styles and actually know what their competitors are up to. Would it create new metas? Probably, but look, when it comes to shooting things down, you know, I would like to actually have proper engagements with things that you're supposed to have. Like a 109 wouldn't necessarily fight the Japanese, for example, but it is what it is. I suppose they just want us to get in matches so we can pay for the new $75 premiums. Anyway, gonna run back to the airfield and hopefully get some more ammo. But it looks like this match is basically over now, so we'll see. 4 kills is not bad, but it's, you know, not the end of the world there. Alright, let's see if we can get some more. So again, same tactics, same map, same side. Different time of day, however, it's the only difference. So we've climbed off to the side, and there are a couple of fighters that have climbed up, but majority of them are down on the deck already engaging our enemy gradients there. So we're going to dive down on this P-36, maybe to save the BA-65, but what I want to do is I want to sort of just glide down, take out the Lag 3, that's probably the most dangerous aircraft down on the deck at the moment. If it was an I-16, I would have gone for that, but the old rat-a-tat, spray and pack, I'm going to learn to aim. There we go. Fly into the aircraft. Okay, so we can get this P-36. First kill, and we've got a second one to come. Provided we can aim. I don't know why we can't aim here. BF-109 is doing a very good job of being patient with an idiot. And I'm just going to just keep looping around and just using my energy to my advantage. There is an I-16 inbound and a J-11 as well, so let's go head on with the I-16. That can't go wrong. Severe damage. So where is that P-36? There it is. Should have turned around in hindsight for the J-11 because he was coming head on with me, but that's okay. So if we can try to take this P-36 off. There we go. Aircraft destroyed. Oh, and we've got the second aircraft. I have a feeling that I-16 crashed into the ground. He did. Alright, the J-11 is going to get taken out by that G-50, so there is no point turning around for that one. But we've got a bunch of enemies on the hindsight there. There's a Fokker and a couple of other people. Again, this is what 16 versus 16 detracts into. You spend whole your match climbing, and it's just not exciting at any point whatsoever. And I will say that being a fan of 109s means that this aircraft doesn't really perform as it should. It's still a really good aircraft. 4 machine guns is fantastic, but you're looking at a very early 109 that has the same horsepower problems as its predecessor. And when they get the DB605 installed, the aircraft becomes basically an angel. It's still really good. It turns really well, rolls really well, takes damage quite incredibly well, except for the pilot snipes. You tend to get those fairly often. But again, you know, chasing enemy aircraft does feel a little slow. Again, still faster than your Cessna 172 or your 152, your civilian aircraft. You know, if I had a chance to fly one of these, I would. You know, the amount of power behind the engine is immense when you actually consider what we have as civilian aircraft these days. But again, you know, we're never really going to live back and go back to mechanical ways like this. It's all going to be automated and robots and things. But in War Thunder, you know, I feel like the lower tiers is now starting to replicate what the top tier is, and not necessarily be as fun. I still have my obsession of climbing left or climbing right, depending on the mission type. And we're going to chase this F3F. They're kind of dangerous. They've got 50 cals. He doesn't really want to commit to the head on. The I-16's coming in. I reckon the I-16 is going to get me. My aim is just absolutely horrible. Rip his tail off. And I think it's going to get me here. No, it didn't get me. So we can go into a dive and basically outpace the I-16. Give him a wiggle. You used to be able to wiggle away, and no, it just got pilot snipe. Lucky. Another 4-kill game, so there you are. Look, I can't really gloss over this aircraft as much. This is a really kind of relaxed video. The 109 C-1 is a fantastic little thing. Go pick it up, go play around with it. It's more unique than the whole entire Hungarian air tree, but I don't know. Copy paste. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you to the channel members who support the channel by joining the membership on YouTube. So, you're fantastic, and yeah. But that about does it for today's video. We'll see you in a video soon, provided my health improves. I'm not excited about this current update, but we'll talk about that in a video at some point soon. Right, my name is Ash. Bye-bye.